Hello and welcome to Modern Toy Fair News, the weekly show that talks about toys. My name is Michael and I am joined as always by my co-host and YouTube wife, Jamar_Games. How are you this week, Jamar?
I'm doing great, man. I'm not sure what today is, but I'm doing good.
That's always a plus. I'm not gonna lie, I'm so tired that I'm lucky I know what day it is, so I can't blame you.
And that would explain the energy when you said YouTube wife. It just seemed like
Oh yeah,
we'd
it
been
was
married for 70 years.
that
So
was
I
the
appreciate
5 years later and the magic kind of died off already. Enthusiasm.
it. I guess I'm gonna have to try and do some things to spice up this romance.
Oh my. You could dress up like some of them Justice League folk from that Snyder cut, spice it up.
I
That's
bet
what
that'll
that's
do
what kept me up all night last night.
it. Oh god.
Anyway, if you are new to the show, the way it works is we break down the weekly news for the toy world for you for the next hour ish, and then we do our weekly purchases and send you on your way. So let's see if I can do this without passing out. We are going to start off this week like we do every week with Mcfarlane toys. First, we got an even less blurry than last week image of the new DC Multiverse Unmasked Red Hood, with full solicitations of his fellow Walmart gold label figure, Dark Knight's Metal Gold Red Death Batman, who should ship in April. Pre-orders have also started going up for the DC Multiverse Zack Snyder's Justice League figures, both on Walmart and Target websites, with Helmeted Cyborg being exclusive to Walmart and the Red and Blue Superman exclusive to Target. All are shipping between May or June, depending on what site you go to. And then also we have the Batman Beyond Build-A-Figure Shriek figure is up on Target.com. That is exclusive, shipping in May. And the Unmasked Flashpoint Batman, also on exclusive to Target.com and in store, shipping in April. Todd also teased he's working on a new blood technique for some of his figures, assuming variants of like Mortal Kombat and Spawn, but only time will tell. He teased this via Instagram. Meanwhile, an overseas retailer has leaked once again listings for the new Witcher 3 Geralt with Wolven armor and Viper armor. One thing I do want to note when it comes to the Justice League pre-orders, though, is that Aquaman, Steppenwolf, Skins Darkseid, and Shirts Darkseid all are not currently listed, at least not on Walmart, and I didn't see them on Target. And it is also rumored that the Shirts Darkseid is going to be exclusive to somewhere, and also we don't know what's going on with Unmasked Batman yet, so stay tuned for those.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot. As always with McFarlane, I don't know why we just haven't made a designated segment for McFarlane Watch, because this is just every single week. It's crazy.
Because that would imply I have to make another graphic and find like a little do thing for it, and that's just way too much effort.
But yeah, man. So here's the most important and like hard hitting question: do I need to pre-order this Batman, or will I be good to just walk in Target or Walmart and find it?
I'm 50-50
or am I
on
already
that.
too late?
I'm 50-50 on that solely because with how popular the Snyder Cut seems to be coming and the reception is getting from the fans, I feel like this is probably be one of the most sought after lines McFarlane's done in the DC Multiverse. And it seems like distribution's very 50-50 because let's face it, that Dark Knight's Metal Batman, I still haven't seen it in stores, but I got my order from Entertainment Earth, which usually is like Big Bad Toy Store level, like ships late. And I got my pre-order from Amazon that I completely forgot about. So I'm not gonna lie, I pre-ordered the 4 I could find on Walmart just to be safe because I didn't want to risk it. I know Walmart's notorious for not shipping shit and then you're gonna find it in store anyway, but I'd rather find it in store and cancel it online than be SOL.
All right. So remind me after the show to go After we record, that is not on
Oh
the
yeah.
Friday. It could be gone. You never know. But yeah, so that's the main thing. Which four did you order? I know we talked about
Um,
this last week, but which you were going. But
so I mean, I'm gonna get the after watching the movie. I'm all in.
oh,
I'm going. I'm
the
getting.
tune has changed.
I'm even gonna suck it up and get the two that got the Mirage treatment. So Aquaman and
Oh,
Cyborg are coming home with me too. I may even get Steppenwolf. I haven't decided yet.
oh my
But I'm
god!
for sure getting Darkseid and all the leakers, and I just ordered on Amazon the Wonder Woman 84 figure, so I have a Wonder Woman to go with them.
Awesome. Yeah, well, that
But
was a complete.
on
complete
Amazon,
route.
or not Amazon, on Walmart, I got Flash, normal Cyborg, Batman, and Black Suit Superman. I didn't get
Okay.
the helmeted Cyborg because I'm like, I don't really need it. It's cool,
Yeah.
but
Well,
it's not like he wears the helmet for most of the movie. It's literally a situation where it's only when he's like flying.
okay. So was that okay? We won't go into all the spoiler details and stuff and talk about the movie as much as I know you'd love to.
Oh man,
Let's see.
I'm itching.
So that I mean that's surprising. I know for sure. I'm only about an hour in, and I just kind of automatically am going with the Black Superman, like Black Superman, Black Suit
Going for
Superman.
that, what was it, Michael B.
Turns out,
Jordan?
yeah, spoilers if you haven't watched the Snyder cut.
Yeah, it's all about the multiverse. Michael B. Jordan shows up as Black Superman, and then we've got
It's crazy. I don't know
Battinson
how they
shows
left all
up.
of this footage on the floor. It's crazy.
Yeah, I can't. I
But
don't know
yeah,
how Whedon got away with this.
yeah, I totally am going in with the Superman, but that is kind of upsetting, or I guess interesting, because that was what I was looking for, is the Bruce,
Mm.
uh, without the hat or helmet mask, yeah, mask. So I guess I need to get on that. As far as the other things, I don't know if there's anything like very very poignant that you want to talk about, but the blood, is this like legit, or is
Right.
this because that looks like it's dripping right now?
So
Is that
the way that the internet received this message was that he's working on blood like techniques to improve on the figures. The what it
Mhm.
looks like to me was he was working on sculpting something, accidentally stabbed himself and bled all over it, and was like, "Look, guys, I'm working on the blood
I'm working on
techniques, and
blood?
by that I mean I just stabbed myself and bled all over this figure
Someone,
prototype."
someone please call 911. I'm bleeding everywhere.
That's
Okay,
Todd McFarlane for
that
you. He
makes
doesn't know how to call 911, so he posted on Instagram.
that would make way much more sense if that was the actual case. But if this is legitimately like a new epoxy mixture or whatever, I'm not a scientist. I don't know. Just like I'm not a doctor, but if that was just some kind of mixture to make it look like that and that realistic, that would be huge, especially for like Motor Combat toys. So I feel like we're in the midst of innovation.
I mean, the innovation is now every single figure will be infused with Todd's blood. He's just gonna go to the factory and they're just going to like cut his hand open and he's just gonna walk over every single one of
On
them.
all of them. Or no, just the gold labels.
Yes, just the gold label. Those will be the exclusive
Those will
ones.
get the robots. Yeah, but that's a really cool thing if that's legitimately like real.
Yeah, if
I know
it's
we're
not just
joking about
him
it, but
like making a joke that he accidentally stabbed himself in the thumb or something.
right. That would be cool. That'd be cool.
I back to Justice League though. The rumors right now are that I'm reading online are that the unmasked Batman and Shirts Darkseid are going to be exclusive either to like GameStop or Amazon or something.
Oh,
Since those are usually
okay.
the other ones that like get exclusives. Um,
Well,
Theoretically,
that's not
you could throw
terrible.
Walgreens in there, but they haven't really been dealing with Mcfarlane stuff up until recently.
Can you pre-order at Walgreens?
Yeah, they had on their website.
Oh, man, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
and the shocking thing is, it usually goes more smoothly than Target and Walmart combined.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just like ordering your prescription.
Yeah, man.
No, that makes sense if it's somewhere else. I was kind of hoping that these would be one of those things I could just walk in and be like, "Oh, hey, here they go." But you've put in the fear in me, so
I'm just wanting to put the fear in people so no one misses out. Just because
yeah, don't be
normally
like
that's how
me.
it is. Normally, I don't think there's been a single one of these up until Death Metal Batman that I hadn't seen in store in some way,
Yeah.
shape, or form. And with that one being what seemed like a pretty big release since it was a single figure, it wasn't like a part of a wave.
Mhm.
and me getting it from e-retailers before I ever saw it in store, even when I went down to Phoenix a couple weeks ago to like go to a different collectible shop, I stopped at a couple Targets and a Walmart, and neither of them had it either. So it wasn't even just like oh, I live on a mountain, so maybe it just, they just didn't order any or
Couldn't get it
something.
up there. Yeah.
So I would rather play it safe and pre-order them and hopefully still find them in store than
Right.
get there and be disappointed for 3 months and then have to try to find them.
Well, you got me on the right path. Appreciate it.
I do think it's funny that we're getting just like gradually less like
Oh,
blurry pictures of this Red Hood figure over the past like 3 weeks. First it was that so terrible you could tell it was Red Hood, but that was about it. And then there was the one like, okay, I can make out that he's got a flaming sword now. And you can kind of go his face. And now we're literally like the next like filter to remove is just gonna be full solicitation.
it's just enhance.
Yeah.
This-
That's what it feels like.
does like the CSI.
Yeah, enhance.
Does it look a little weird to you, or is that me?
What, Jason
The
Todd?
face- oh, yeah, I don't know. Like it seems like
Yeah.
his nose is like really long. I
Um,
don't know if it's just it just looks a little weird.
I mean, let's be honest. You can also say that about the Flashpoint unmasked Thomas Wayne Batman. He looks real
Alright.
wonky too. I think the problem is Todd seems very obsessed with trying to match the artwork that he's
Mhm.
dealing with. And with Flashpoint Batman, he's not going off of the Flashpoint comics. He's going off of the current continuity during the Button, with like the Doomsday Clock and all that, where he gets brought in from the Flashpoint universe and then also gets kept getting used in the Batman comics beyond the Watchmen event. And that comic has very sharp edges with like the way it's drawn with the artist.
Right.
Same thing with Red Hood. He seems like he's from that like New
That would
52
explain it.
continuity, so it's gonna have a lot of those sharp images. So I think he's looking at those and trying to match that so it looks like it jumped off the page, but they don't
Yeah.
translate into plastic very well.
Yeah, that's 100% what it is. I mean, it could be a little bit of lighting too, like the
Mhm.
shadows on his cheeks and stuff make he look even sharper. But you nailed it because that's 100% what it is. Like it
Yeah.
looks very pointy and yeah.
Yeah, because
Okay.
if you look at like the Death Metal Batman, the Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo Last Night on Earth stuff, even the White Knight stuff, they all look very, very true to the books. But the difference is, I'm pretty sure with the Death Metal Batman, he went off of Jim Lee's artwork, which is always really well done and like translates in any medium you can think of. And then Snyder and Capullo, like their stuff's it's nothing like crazy, so there's not like any crazy looks to them to where it's going to alter it. Same thing with White Knight. The White Knight stuff, it was easily translatable. Where I think the not New 52, the Rebirth comics that have been coming out, the artists they use are very like sharp edges and like they look beautiful on the page, but when you put them in figure form, unless you edit it a little bit, it doesn't really translate well.
That makes sense. That's why I thought it was just me, but I was right. I got a good eye.
Yeah, man. As far as the Witcher stuff, because we don't want to
Yeah.
leave them out high and dry.
Oh, of course not.
As we've spoken before, I didn't make it far enough in the game, so I wouldn't know what these armors are. But I'm sure someone out there is super excited to get more Geralts.
Someone, huh?
Yeah, someone who may watch weekly and occasionally comment and correct me when I fuck things up. And then,
no, I will say-
and then Jamar completely forgets that he does that and makes an entire comment about it.
I have no clue what you're talking about. No, so the darker armor, I believe, is the one that I kind of like. That's what I think of when I think Geralt. I don't know why in a weird way. So that kind of be cool to see. I mean, I'm all about that shelf representation. Granted, I'm like you. I've played a lot of the game, but not enough to get like super connected to it. So I don't know if that would be enough to sway me. So could we get Henry Cavill, Mcfarlane?
I mean,
That
they're
would be-
working on it. They announced
right.
it like last year that they're going to. I think the
Sure.
problem is they want to, appease the video game fans before they just jump into the
Sure.
TV series.
Oh man, I want that sexy man on my shelf.
You're gonna get it with that
Well,
black
I guess that's
Superman.
true. That is very true. Oh
You,
yeah.
you can fulfill both your fantasies though. Strong man who can snap you in half, and strong man who can snap you in half with long flowing hair.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say with a sword. I just need a Mission Impossible
Oh,
figure
with the mustache.
Yeah, and I will like have the trifecta right there. That'd
But
be
see, if you
awesome.
did that, I would just want to get the red suit Superman so I could put that head on it and be like, this is what the Whedon cut should have been.
What should have had? Oh god.
Uh, but enough of McFarlane. Let's move on
Cool.
to what's going to be a very long news story. So I'm going to take a sip of water
Cool.
and kids strap in because this is a lot to handle. So this past week, Mez, the owner of Mezco, interviewed with TheToyPaige on Instagram Live. So there have been a lot of people who misinterpreted some things. There's some things that seem to have gotten lost in translation with people just posting essentially how they took things. I watched the entire hour and a half of it. It had some ups and downs, some very good information, some very bad information. So a few things to take away. First, Mez does not hate Robin. He doesn't believe he's a believable character, but he did not say he would never make him. But his tone seemed very tongue in cheek, like I'm gonna leave you guys on the hook, but I'm not gonna do it. Um, his reasoning behind this was he sees Batman as just this badass who can fight and is super smart and is a great detective and basically all of just the very blatant ideas of Batman, and that person wouldn't have a brightly colored teenager jumping around helping him. And to that, I simply say you are misinterpreting Batman completely and making him one dimensional because ultimately he's just a child in an alley crying because his parents are dead, and that's why he adopts all these Robins. But we'll get into that later. As far as delays go, they are due to a mix of things. You do have the pandemic, which the protocols still at the factories are kind of slowing things down. For instance, I think he said it was the project managers or product managers over there. They aren't in the same like cities as the warehouse like staff are that are working on the prototypes and like getting things finished. So they have to essentially take like used to would just be that person would go over to the factory, look at it, and then drive back and report back and be done. Now they have to like basically ship things back and forth through couriers to be able to see it. So it goes from a day process to a week process or longer. He also mentioned that in New York, their warehouse is still very limited staff due to regulations and everything in the state. So that's also kind of slowing things down once they get them. That's why they have to ship things like in waves of like every week they send out a chunk versus it being like a daily thing. As far as the figures go, he wants to be able to sell everyone his figures and doesn't support the secondary market. However, he does believe value is a part of collecting. Essentially, he tried to relate it to sports cars, and how like the more limited cars, are harder to find, and then you pay more, and that's just what makes them like more interesting. There's parts of that I agree with, parts that I don't. For the most part, it's very murky waters to get into. He did bring up that DC has a weapons embargo right now, which is limiting what they can do because they don't meet the criteria for the price point to be able to do things. So essentially DC has decided they don't want their characters depicted in plastic form unless you are at like Hot Toys level like price range with guns or rifles or anything like that.
That's
They do this every
crazy.
now and then. Don't know
Yeah.
why, because it's like you still put it in your comic books, and I can understand me not putting it with $20 toys, but like $100 or even like
Yeah,
$80, I feel like
kinda
that's not for children,
selfish.
so it's not really depicting anything bad. And even then, McFarlane still fucking does it. They have that Thomas Wayne Batman is coming with two pistols, so DC is just a fucking shit show. So as I love them, but God, they need some better people in charge. He did vaguely confirm that the Pink Skull videos that they do, which are kind of stop motion videos, are 100% or pretty much 100% a shot at their haters. He he didn't seem to understand why people were upset though, because and I don't know if this is him not understanding or maybe Paige just didn't get the point across very well, but he sees it as he's taking shots at the people who do nothing but spend their day talking shit about Mezco, and this is a big like middle finger to them. But what he doesn't realize is then you have people like me who are like, I'm going to criticize you, but I'm also going to praise you. And I take offense to that because, you know, you're kind of being a dick to the person who's giving you $100 or more a month because they like your product. And you're just like, fuck you, I'm going to do what I want. So it is what it is. They are working on upgrading their website, which ironically we'll talk more about here in a little bit, to better handle the traffic that they get for their exclusives. He did say that the people need to learn not to do a lot of button slamming to get their orders in because it only bogs the system down more, which you think would be common sense, but most people are like, no, check out, and then it crashes more for everybody. He did confirm, well, he didn't confirm, but he pretty much just came out and said, when asked about the turtles, that it would be really cool, but Mezco do not currently have the Ninja Turtle license. He did emphasize currently, though, when he said it, which means to me that they're trying and in the process of getting it, but they don't want to reveal anything until they know that they're going to get it.
A lot of teasing.
Yeah. Customer service was brought up, and Mez was upfront that his people are told to terminate calls if you are excessively rude, which I'm all for. I wish more bosses would do that because it's bullshit for people to treat people who are in customer service like shit. Like, it's not their fault that the company fucked up and you need to fucking calm your tits. And in short, essentially, you need to be prepared with like your order number, what item you're talking about, like actually have your information ready. Don't just be vague on the call or in the email, and don't be a dickhead. Like it's really not hard. I will say, in my experience, I usually email them because I don't like talking on the phone, so I don't call. But their email customer service is really piss poor. You have to wait forever to get responses. Like I need something replaced. They said they replace it. I kept emailing them for 4 more weeks before they finally like, oh yeah, we're shipping that today. Like there was just no communication. And even then, he like gave an example of like people emailing like, hey, where's my Batman figure? And then they'd be like, what Batman figure? And the snowball roll. That to me is just poor training, because I've worked in customer service and in tech support, and you just have a template where you're like, okay, this is the information I need from you and I can help you. You don't fucking ask vague questions in response to their vague answers. Like that's just right. That's on you at that point if you have a 8 like email long chain trying to get to the point. Like ask better questions up front. But that was it for the interview portion of it. That is not all the news this week for Mezco, though. Wednesday, they dropped pre-orders for the new G.I. Joe 112 Collective Destro. He comes with a bunch of hands, 2 additional heads, wrist rockets, pistol, rifle, a briefcase that lights up, holding either a bomb, or you can have a buildable rifle with all the pieces like in little foam slots. Unfortunately, I didn't write it down, but he, I believe, was $90, but I can't remember when he ships. Then on Thursday, which if you're watching, we record on Thursday, so today for us, but Friday for you, we did get the Slugfest Rumble Society drops that we talked about last week that were teased. So for $50, there's the Cut and Stitch pack that includes a trench coat, gun holster / harness, tattered scarf cloak, tactical vest, backpack, and net. For $30, there was a Dragon Clan weapons pack that included ninja weapons such as sword, knives, a staff, and other like kunai and grenades and stuff like that, other ninja weapons. And then for $85, with the potential of a buy 3 get 1 free coupon code for those who purchased the Toyfare bundle last year and got the decoder ring. We got the Black Skull Death Brigade single figure. There was a limit of 4 on these, hence the buy 3 get 1 free. He comes with a slew of hands, gun holster and harness, a pistol, a rifle, a rocket launcher, a net, goggles, a grappling hook, a knife, C4, grenades, and a display stand. He's actually all of these things that went up today are shipping within this month and next month.
Wow.
But they also had the option to get plain black display stands, collectible coins, and a pin and patch set. So tons of stuff to unpack here.
A ton. Now I get what you were saying earlier with thick with 2 C's.
Oh yeah, this is thick with 3 C's.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we could. What do you want to like first?
I
read because this is like your company.
I feel like
not your company, but
yeah, it's my go-to collectible.
Yeah.
I think I want to talk a little about the interview. So I think it was great that Mez did this interview because he doesn't do a lot of interviews, and I honestly didn't know who the ToyPaige was before this interview happened, so it's great for them because it gets more eyes on them. Paige himself seems like a pretty cool dude. I will say Mez seems very opinionated and seems very much to be one of those people who doesn't see that he could possibly be the problem, that it's always someone else's fault. And you could tell in the interview that Paige either just in general was, playing it safe or felt like he had to walk on eggshells because of the privilege of, hey, he doesn't do interviews and he's doing one with me. Because there was even a point where Mez was answering a question and Paige realized that his PlayStation was still on. So he was trying to discreetly turn it off by just watching the TV screen and pressing the buttons on his controller. So that way it wouldn't eat up bandwidth and, lower the quality of the call.
Yeah.
Well, Mez saw him looking off and stopped dead in his sentence and was like, "You okay, buddy? Because, your eyes, you're looking all over here. I'm right here." And I'm just like, dude, chill the fuck out. Don't get me wrong. I understand, if you're doing an interview with someone, you and me are having a conversation, you need to pay attention to me, not anything else. But there's much less douchebag ways to come across with that. He could have simply been like, "Hey, everything okay? I see you staring off. Is there a problem? Do we need to, take a pause or anything?" There's gentlemanly ways you can do that versus being like, "Hey, fuck you. If you're not paying attention to me, I'll just peace out. I don't need to do this shit."
Especially it being live. It's not like a recorded interview. All right, we can just cut that out. That was a little unnecessary.
It was unneeded. Don't get me wrong, I get the frustration of if someone's not paying attention while you're talking, especially if you are taking time out of your day. Yeah. To
I'm sorry, what was that?
to help them. It's okay. You can't even remember to be on the show, so I don't expect you to pay attention.
Wait, who are you again? Where am I at?
But,
how did I get here?
Yeah, just the way he handled that was real poor. I do like that he at least took the time to explain some things, and he really went deep dive into a lot of the processes in this interview. So if you haven't yet and you're a Mezco fan, go to the ToyPaige on Instagram. It's a Paige, Paige, name, not turning a page. And watch it because he actually has it just on his Instagram feed as well, so there's no you missed out on it or anything. But there's a lot of really good information in there. There's a lot of good things that Mez brought to the table. He just seems very much so up in his own shit, and he needs to maybe take a step back because it just came off oh, the customers are the ones who are wrong in this situation. I'm doing things right. But then he'd follow it up and well, you can't please everyone, and we're not perfect, but we try to do this and that, and it was a lot of fluff bullshit of him trying to act oh, we understand that we have some problems, but really you guys need to just lower your expectations and chill the fuck out, is how some of it came off. But
That sounds like an awesome.
Yeah,
Now, did you mention this, or did I make this up in my head that it was brothers who like live in New York that made this
no,
company?
that's some
Okay.
headcanon because that's not me.
All right. Cool. I was just wondering, like, is there anyone else, or I mean, I'm assuming Mesden is like
I
the
mean,
guy.
he has some people high at the high table with him who like he goes through and like helps him figure out what he wants to do next and this and that. But
Yeah.
ultimately, he's the Vince McMahon of this
Right.
company. The buck stops with him. If he doesn't want
Makes
it, it
sense.
doesn't get made. If he wants it, they'll find a way. Um, so
Very good.
and I'm not gonna lie, he definitely comes off like the Vince McMahon character at times.
I was gonna say it's interesting you chose that specific character. So as far as like in the interview, you mentioned the turtles. I mean, we've like
Oh yeah, we
hypothesized and
fantasy booked the hell out of these turtles.
of what they were gonna be and when they were gonna come out and all this and whatnot. Did he mention anything with like the teasers? Because I guess they could all be explained in a way that was like, okay, this could be about turtles, but also could not be. But it just
So
felt really,
when
really weird.
when Paige asked about it, he pretty much came out and said, "Hey, so this was actually I think it was the first question he asked him of the interview. So he was like,
Hmm.
between the some of the signage that you guys used during the fall New York Comic Con like virtual stuff,
Hmm.
and that it was on the Bodega exclusive box that they just shipped recently. He's like, people are asking, are we getting the Ninja Turtles? Well, first he gave Paige the runaround because Paige just kind of was like, are we getting the turtles? He's like, what turtles? I don't know what any turtles. And he was just very coy about it. So finally,
Hmm.
he just came out and said, like, the Ninja Turtles. He's like, oh, yeah, well, as far as the marketing goes, it was kind of like, what's more New York than, having a weird three-fingered reptile hand coming out of the sewer? And I'm like, okay, so he's being like coy and vague on purpose here.
Yeah.
And then he followed up with, like he was straight up asked, like, are you making Ninja Turtle figures? And he's like, oh, dude, it'd be so cool if we could make Ninja Turtle figures, but Mezco currently doesn't have the license. So
God.
that tells me that they're developing prototypes to bring to Playmates and Nickelodeon
Right.
to try to get them approved to get
Right.
the licenses. That's how I took it, with his
Yeah.
tone and just how ring around the rosy bullshit it was to get him to answer the question. It came off like he wanted to like fan the flames, but he couldn't actually say anything yet because otherwise just
Yeah.
be like it is what it is, or like I can't answer that question right now. Like there's all sorts of ways you could have went with that
It
to
didn't
not
like
do it.
shut down everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, it's probably best that they don't come out with one anytime soon, especially like this year anyway. So
Oh,
I'm
I mean,
cool
even if
with
they announced them this year and had prototypes already, we'd be waiting at least a year and a half before we get them.
maybe 2, 3. That'd be cool.
That's how long you're wanting them to wait.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I'm assuming each turtle would be like $50 or something, or I don't know.
I
I don't
mean,
know what
it'd go one of two ways, and I doubt he'd do it this first way. They'd either release individually at $80 a
yeah.
piece or 90, depending on what they come with,
Mhm.
or they would be in a 4-pack like Ghostbusters, and just be like $300. Which, when you're thinking about it, these are $80 figures, $80 to $100 figures.
Yeah.
So you're technically getting one for pretty much free at that point.
Sh- Yeah. Okay. All right. Hopefully, I don't have to cross that bridge anytime soon.
Hopefully by then we're getting another stimulus check, right?
Yeah. Jeez. We're gonna be here forever.
Oh, you can't say that.
No.
Now I have to edit that out. You can't say that word on YouTube.
Oh, you can't.
No, because if you say
Oh.
that remember we had a whole like theory, and pretty much
Oh,
everyone at this
that
point
is
has
true.
has tried to give nicknames to it, because if you say that it's
Oh,
like he who shall not be named, you get fucking like
what?
shadow banned.
Well, if you edited it out, what did I say? I didn't say anything.
Well, fucking hell,
So
making my life
let's talk
difficult.
about let's talk about Destro though. Uh, I think this is the first time I actually really looked at the swappable heads,
Mm-hmm.
and the one with him smiling and like the big grin has gotten me so weird and creeped out by it.
Well,
It's really cool,
I
but
think the problem is because they decided to make the insides of his lips actually like
yes,
skin tone instead of just being or like
like
silver.
yeah,
So it just looks like he's a dude in fucking spray paint.
he's well, it reminds me one of Mad Max a little bit, the spray,
Yeah.
and but then it also makes me think of a street performer.
Oh my god,
Like
yeah,
he's
he's one
so
of those
gross.
statues that stands there and just waits for you to sit next to it and then like changes.
Yeah, but I mean, we did just talk about like the turtles, and I threw out a $50 price point as just to humor myself. But if we were to legitimately get like a turtle in this type of set, like hands and all that stuff out of the side of the case, like the attachments or not attachments, but like the other accessories that come with it, it's just insane. Like it's really cool. Like the light up bomb, like briefcase, and that's just a lot of fun stuff with
Oh
this
yeah,
figure. I feel like they had a really good time like putting this one together. That's pretty cool.
a hundred
Final
percent.
question: Are you getting this?
So I did pre-order it, but not so much for Destro himself, just because of the accessories. Because
That's fair.
like between the rifle looks really cool, and then the
Yeah.
briefcase with you can swap it between the buildable rifle or the bomb, and it lights up. I'm like, that alone sold me on it. Um, that and I'm like, okay, maybe if I support this, they'll give me my Pimp Daddy Destro as a PX previews exclusive version. A girl can dream, man.
That's
Um,
true.
One thing I do want to correct real quick, so cause I was like, oh, I have a computer in front of me, I can just look it up. So he's actually $100, not $90, and he is expected to ship between January and March of next year, or actually next year, 2022.
Okay.
So he's about a year away, and he's about $10 more than I thought. But hey, he's pretty cool. I also like the weird like wrist rockets thing, like that was a neat
Yeah.
touch.
That's cool.
Someone did point out in one of the pictures, I don't know if it's one of the ones I downloaded, um, like there's a helicopter in the background, and you can, if you look close, you can see there's a Cobra Trooper piloting it, and then you have Cobra Commander sitting in like the back
In
seat.
the back, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's really faint, but you can
Oh
definitely
yeah,
see
and people are like not sure if those are just like stock photos that they found and just like edited in, or if maybe they're actually photos of figures they're working on edited in as like a little sneak peek. I'm not gonna lie,
I don't
Cobra
believe any of their
Commander
teasers anymore.
would be pretty badass.
It would be. But I don't know if we could take this tease. Maybe he's like, I don't have the license to all of the.
He's like, I could only afford the license to Destro,
We only got Destro, yeah.
or he's like, you know what? Cobra Commander's not a believable character, because if I had a metal head, I wouldn't need some nasally little bitch in a mask telling me what to do.
It's very true. Oh man, the cheesing face, the smiley face is it's creepy.
Honestly, I think that's my favorite face, just because of how fucking weird it is.
It's so odd, man. It's so odd. Now the Black Skull.
Yes.
I do recall us talking about this. I know my memory's bad, but you did pre-order.
Oh yeah, so I all three of the main things. I didn't do the coins or the pins or the display stands. Yeah. I did order the Black Skull, the Stitch and Cut set, and the Ninja. I get one of the Ninja sets because I'm like, fuck it, why not? I did get two of each of the others. I debated on doing more, but then I remembered I didn't get the coupon because I didn't have a decoder ring because I didn't buy the Toyfare exclusive last year.
This sounds so super. I mean, we've talked about some nerdy stuff, but
yeah,
I need my decoder ring.
I mean, it's a brilliant thing though, because it
is genius,
especially because up until now, like the decoder ring was sold to people like as like a accessory that came with the figure. Like you had to get it either way, but it was sold to people as you're gonna get some crazy discounts. And so far, it had been dog shit discounts. So the fact that people actually were able to get a free figure, yeah, they just spend like $260 or 260, 240-ish, 250 after shipping. But to get a free one, so like this is an army builder figure as it is. So now you go from having 3 to 4 for the same price. Like that's a
That's cool.
pretty big deal. Um, I'm on the fence with this though, because it's cool. I was like, oh, I can just pop off the stupid skull head, get some normal heads on it, and now I've got some thugs to take pictures with, like Batman or anyone
Hmm.
else. Um, but like people are losing their shit because, ironically, after he said they're working on the site did not handle today well. The past few
Well,
times
that's
they
all they were
did
working on
past
it.
few times they did exclusives, it went pretty smooth just because they were limited one per person, so you couldn't bog it down by trying to order like a shit ton of them. This time around, the smaller sets were limited two per person, and this was limited to four because obviously there was the buy three get one free, so you had to have four in your cart for it to work.
Holy
Um,
shit.
so there were more things being processed on top of the fact that people have been really waiting for this because they love the army builder aspect of it.
Hmm.
So the site was a shit show. Like at first, I got in, it went up a minute early, and I just happened to check the site, and I got in, threw my stuff in my cart, and I was like at the tail end of the order process. Like literally, it was processing my order when the site crashed. But then I got the PayPal notification, and I went and checked my orders after the fact, and they went through. So I got it. Um,
Yeah.
but people are going so ape shit about this figure now because it's done. Like they have the wait
That's it.
list, which Mez did mention in the interview that if you want something and you didn't get it, make sure to do the wait list like
Hmm.
relatively soon, because a lot of the times the stuff is on order at the factory and not on its way yet, even if it's in stock. So the wait list, they can usually adjust those numbers, maybe add like an extra 100 or something depending on cost versus how many like wait lists they have. So like it's a good thing to do within the first day or so. Um, but people are like making offers on Facebook groups for stuff. I'm like, I legit want that, and I just haven't been able to pull the trigger on buying it because it's double retail. But people are
Right.
wanting these, so I'm like, shit, maybe I should trade these. Like I'm like so torn. Cause I'm like, I want some just generic bad guys to have in
Yeah,
the
for real.
background, but I'm like, but I really want that Deathstroke. Um, so
This is your Bitcoin moment right now. You
it
got
is. I'm like, this is
that's
gonna be my shitter get off the
playing the
pot,
song.
like make or break moment.
That's awesome. That seems like overall pretty exciting time for Mezco.
Oh yeah, it was. People were
Like we
excited
haven't
for
gotten
it, and then it happened, and everything went to hell in a fucking basket real quick. Oh man, speaking of companies that have everything go to hell in a fucking basket
oh
real
god,
quick,
I
NECA
didn't even know the next story, and I was like, oh god, this is Neca.
NECA showed off their new 7-inch Friday the 13th Part 7, the New Blood Jason figure. No dates or pre-orders available yet. They also announced the new Ultimate RJ MacReady from The Thing, set to release this upcoming summer. And then finally, they put up pre-orders for the Joy of Painting Toony Classics Bob Ross. Bob is available on Big Bad Toy Store for $15.99, shipping in July. So first thing I want to address with this is just the fact that, like, we talked a few months back about the lawsuit with Friday the 13th, like, rights. Does this mean it's all been
Yeah,
cleared up because they're like, fuck it, we're still doing it? Or there's like, we're going to keep making things and just wait to release them until
see what happens.
until we're allowed
I would have to imagine this was already like
in the
maybe like
pipeline?
fully prototype. Yeah, and they're like, all right, we got it. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is kind of strange. Um, maybe they'll call him like I don't know. I tried to think of a generic name, Hockey Mask Man, and just sell it that way. I don't know.
His name will
What
be
do you mean? It's
uh,
Casey Jones.
Thursday the 12th.
Yeah.
John.
It's I don't want to keep. I was gonna say burn victim Casey Jones.
Jesus.
It totally would go through.
This is what they would have to do if they couldn't have gotten the rights to the actor for
Right.
Casey Jones. They would just been like, now you get crispy Casey.
Crispy Casey. There we go. But just like we like to have fun with like making up these names, I will stand on my word 100%. NECA seems like they're just having so much fun with like the weird stuff that they're making. Um we'll talk about later in the loot crate for like the turtles. We getting some really weird stuff there. The come on, the figure for the thing, like, and then Bob Ross. It just seems like they're just having so much fun right
Oh
now.
yeah.
I mean, it could be very opposite. They could hate their lives right now, but like the properties and the things that they're doing with them are just like spot on. It's really good.
I mean,
Even
I
though
think
we
the only
call
person
them
at NECA
all
who
the
hates their
time.
lives is Randy.
That's fair.
And that's just because he invites Twitter into his life, and that's just a mistake that no one should make.
Right. The person who runs the Instagram account just loving it.
Oh yeah, because they're just like, we just fucking post what shit is. We don't interact with nobody.
They wake up, drink their coffee, post it, yeah, and they're like, I'm good.
Like, well,
But
that was my paycheck for the day.
right. I really do just enjoy seeing like the properties and stuff, and everything that comes out from it makes me think like I should buy that, even though
Right?
I shouldn't. Definitely shouldn't.
I mean, they do
But
great
I want
work,
this Bob
so
Ross. Definitely want this Bob Ross.
yeah.
I need to come up with an attachment or association. At one time, I watched PBS when I was a child. Now I need no.
You should just be like, well, you know what? Bob Ross meant a lot to me, and he's gone now, so I need to have him as shelf representation in this tiny, toony plastic form on my shelf.
I could just say it's just so ridiculous, and I need this, and it's under $20.
Or better yet, you just look at her and be like, what do you have against happy trees? Why do you want all my trees to be sad?
This makes me think of another random character that I would like to have them do a toon version of, and Richard Simmons would be.
I was just about to say that. I'm like,
dude.
you know what? They have that like ultimate version of Richard Simmons. I feel like this would be right up the alley there.
That would be gold. I don't know why I would want that, but that would be gold.
I feel like the reason we both thought about this because the fro, because they both have like,
it's the fro. Oh
yeah.
yeah. But then you said happy trees, and then I thought of like him being all energetic.
Oh yeah,
and
he's
happy,
super
and
energetic.
He's like,
and
I'm
happy.
a pony. Yeah. So yeah, that'd be what I would go for.
Oh, that's getting put in the preview. I'm a pony. I'm a pony.
So yeah, that's exciting. Fun stuff.
Damn. Moving on though, Super 7 put up the next wave of Back to the Future reaction figures, which includes Marty, Space Invasion Marty, current day Doc Brown, and 50s Doc Brown. These are available on super7.com for $18.99, shipping immediately. Super 7 also revealed the Ultimate Thundercats ThunderTank now includes a Samoflang. It looks like a fancy space wrench. It probably has some other purpose, but I have never really watched enough Thundercats to know. But the ThunderTank is still available for pre-order on super7.com for $450. Pre-orders do close on April 2nd, though, so it's time to shit or get off the pot, people, because you don't want to miss out if you're even remotely interested.
100%. I mean, it's cool. Like, we see this tool, and you're like, I don't know what this is. Me either, though, but I'm not gonna lie. And then it's cool that they're doing Marty McFly and President Biden figures. So
oh my god, that's exactly what I thought when I looked at him earlier. I was just like, wait, why is President fucking Biden in a weird jumpsuit? Why does he have a tinfoil hat?
Yeah, it's that's quite hilarious. But
welcome to Super 7. This is our new conspiracy theory Biden figures.
Oh my god, that whole line has changed for me. And I know I give reactions like a lot of shit. It's still just, yeah, you got your person that loves these. These actually don't look that bad. Like the Marty looks pretty cool, and I think it's just because of this, like the skateboard accessory with it makes me feel like it's more detailed or not. But it also looks like something that would be on like Robot Chicken as well.
Yeah, it does look like something you just see them just like walking around
doing the weird walk.
That's heavy, Doc.
Right.
That's heavy, Biden.
Yeah. That's interesting, though. I just had to get the Biden joke in there. I'm glad you were thinking it. We're both very mature. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Shit, that's great. Keeping the ball rolling, though, because I know we took a lot of time for Mezco. Beast Kingdom announced and promptly put up pre-orders for their Terror That Flaps in the Night DarkWing Duck DAH figure. And he includes multiple hands, swappable eye plates, soft goods cape, soft goods coat, a grappling hook, and display stand. He's available for $68.99 on Big Bad Toy Store or beast-kingdom.us, shipping in November. And I've already pre-ordered this.
I figured you did.
um, I'm not even gonna like even try to hesitate. Like I saw the tease for these. They by the way, they also teased Donald Duck. So we did get an image of Donald Duck. I think they teased Scrooge from DuckTales, but I couldn't find him. I am in love with this because I love Darkwing Duck, and the only action figure that isn't like the old ones from the '90s is from Funko, and it's an action, like a little 4 or 5 inch action figure, but it's super hard to find. Like I've never found one in stores. I can get it on eBay for like $15, but it's one of those things where I just haven't pulled the trigger because I'm like, fuck you for finding it, and I couldn't. But this with fully articulation, soft goods, like he seems like he's pretty sizable. Like I'm all for it. The only thing I find weird is I think that they're just using the same body for him and Donald because he a little fat bottomed.
Well, so you mentioned that, and I kept like flipping back and forth between it. I kind of could see it, but I think he's a little bit thicker.
You think he's thicker than Donald?
No, I'm saying Donald's a little thicker.
Oh,
I don't know why we're comparing this, but I think it might be just a little bit. But they do have similar thickness.
See, I think the only reason why Donald might look thinner is because he's Donald Duck in it. He ain't got no pants. Where at least the coat for Darkwing goes all the way down to the hips, so like he's just got like the junk hanging out, where Donald's just full on just no bottoms.
That's true. That's probably what it really is, because
coats are slimming, man.
I mean, you can't. They're basically the same thickness,
Nah, like if you watch that cartoon,
like
Darkwing is pretty slender, and Donald's got that big old rump. So
no, I do like these, and I kind of feel like they're like my Nindos, like
Nindoroids.
It's like I'm calling them Nindos now because I'm a collector, so I have the new nickname for them. But it seems a lot like the non like chibi like version of it.
It's a Disney version.
Yeah, it is a Disney version. Although they have Disney Nindo, so if you want to get in that, come on, man, just come in there with me. Anyways, this is never podcast when you're tired.
Oh man, 4 hours of sleep does not do me justice right now.
But no, these are pretty awesome, and that's what it really reminds me of. So, I like them. That's basically what I'm saying. I did not pre-order them, but
and when Donald goes up, I'll pre-order him too, and then we can compare his ass to Darkwing's here live on the show.
I can't wait for. I cannot. No, don't do it live on the show. I just can't wait for the review.
The review is like, all right, and now it's time to see whose ass is bigger. I'm not complaining that his ass is bigger. I just think it's funny that they like it makes sense. Reuse. You don't want to have to do like sell just one of one mold type. I just thought it was funny because it was one of those things where you instantly knew looking at it because they also showed off Donald Duck. So I'm like, yeah, they use the same body because that booty big on Darkwing.
That ain't my booty.
that ain't no Darkwing booty. That's that Donald booty.
That's hilarious.
That's the I ain't gonna heal you booty. There's your Kingdom Hearts joke for the day, kids.
Too much fun with this.
Moving on before the show goes on 2 hours of us just making booty jokes. Hiya Toys released new images of their upcoming 3 3/4 scale Alien and Predator figures. We got Jungle Hunter Predator, Dallas from Alien, and a set of eggs and facehuggers. No pre-orders available yet. However, these will be $19.99, shipping in November. So we've talked about Hiya Toys in this Predator and Alien line a few times now, and I'm not gonna lie, while they're clearly much tinier than the like Neca line, I feel like this would be like, thinking about it now, this would be great if you've ever wanted to take like your Star Wars figures and have them take on like Alien or Predator, because they're the same scale technically. So if they're true to the scale, you could have Luke Skywalker fighting a Predator on your shelf, and that's pretty badass.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna take this in a different direction.
Oh,
Probably like the designator reactions hater. That actually rhymed really well, and I like that phrase. So I'm
yeah.
gonna coin that.
We might have to make that your
But
new name. Fuck Jamar underscore
it's just
games.
we talked about this before. I'm not gonna go into long details about it, but it is just mind blowing because I've always been like, okay, well they're small, and this is like the style, and that's their art style that they're going for, and God bless them. But man, it is insane to see this much detail on a little figure like that. It just, I don't know, it's crazy, and it's $2 more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome, but clearly for different audiences as well too.
Oh, yeah.
So, ain't mad about that. But geez, it's crazy. Like these, if you pulled these away, like if you, it'd be a cool like I know they don't do toy commercials like like they used to. Well, they do, but not designated for us or. But it would be cool to just have this figure and be like, oh, this cool like action, and then you pull like another normal like a 6-inch figure next to it and be like,
Yeah.
whoa, it's so tiny. That'd be so cool. But these are really rad, and they don't make commercials like that for adults.
So what I'm hearing is we need to get some money together and we need to make a commercial
Yeah.
with these.
That would be awesome.
I was coming with my big old Neca figure and you're like, oh, that's so tiny.
It'd be like, all right, well, and here we go. But I'm just saying, like, he's fighting through the forest. He's like climbing up little trees and stuff, and then it zooms out. The camera pulls back, and you're like playing with this little tiny figure, and it's like, what? That's cool.
Yeah, yours sounds a lot less disturbing than mine.
Yes, that's what I was looking for.
Oh god. Moving on and closing out the news for the week, a huge bang for the week with Hasbro. They announced a bunch of new stuff. First, the Kenner Real Ghostbusters Ecto 1, which will be $49.99. The Fearsome Flush, which will be $14.99. And Bug Eye, which will be $14.99 as well. All shipping in April. Then from Star Wars Vintage Collection, we got Endor Leia, Paplu, and an AT-ST driver expected to ship this summer. Also for Star Wars, but with the Black Series, we got the Lucasfilm's 50th anniversary, what I am now deeming the former Extended Universe wave, which is the shirtless Sith apprentice Darth Maul, Crimson Empire Karnor Jax, Star Wars Adventure Jackson, and heir to the Empire Luke Skywalker. Pre-orders for these will go up today, Friday, if you're watching when the show goes up, the 18th of March, on most e-retail sites for $24.99. But it doesn't end there. Hasbro not only announced their new upcoming Fortnite Victory Royale series, but they announced their virtual Fan Fest for April 9th, where they will have announcements for Power Rangers, Marvel, Star Wars, Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Fortnite. So check out that out here in a couple weeks.
Right on the corner. Yeah, is it too late to cancel my pre-order for the Dog Small, the little tiny one in Mace Windu? No, man, these are so rad. Just the packaging is just so cool. Like I want this and just have this, just there. So I'm. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
For that.
Oh.
I don't want many people to hear me. No, I'm pre-ordering that. I'm getting that one for sure.
I'm not gonna lie. I might get the Apprentice Darth Maul, and I might get Crimson Empire Jax because I like Darth Maul. Like even like growing up when they moved on from the Powers of the Force line to like the prequels line, and they did like the weird shirtless Darth Maul for that book. I always thought he looked so cool. I'm like, okay, before he was just a dude in like a tunic and he had a red face paint and stuff, but it's like, oh no, this is his fucking skin and he looks fucking badass. Like he's gonna murder you. Like I was all for it. So to get that in full like 6-inch with full articulation and just that awesome box art, count me in. And then I loved Crimson Empire, like especially if they would have done the unmasked version of these characters. Oh, it would have been perfect. I almost wanted to do the heir to the Empire Luke Skywalker, but then after looking at the figure, it felt lazy because like even on the fucking box, he has like a belt with all these pouches and like extra things, and this is just the stupid fucking Yoda swamp Luke painted black, and I'm like, okay, I get it. Every other figure in this wave has all sorts of new sculpt and tooling on it, so you had to find somewhere to get your money back. But I'm sure that you have a fucking belt with pouches from any other character you could have thrown on his bitch ass to make him at least mildly like
You're
it's supposed
not
to.
wrong. You're not wrong, because I just behind the scenes, I'm going through the photos as you're editing them in as well, and I saw the cover and I was like, oh man, and went to the next photo. I was like, wait a minute, like that's like a huge letdown,
Yeah.
because that is the exact same figure that is at Target right now. Like he said, like come
Just
on.
painted black. Yep.
Just painted black. That's yeah.
Like,
But we
yeah.
got some other pull figures in the line, so I guess I'm not gonna be too bad.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot. I didn't read the Star Wars Adventures books, so I don't know who Jackson is, but he
Me
looks
either,
cool as
yeah.
fuck. Like a weird green bunny, and they did it in a way so like obviously the book was like animated style, and they
Right.
update it so it's more of a hey, look, this fits in with the rest of your shit.
Right. Like he is an actual species of a
Yeah,
bunny.
and instead of him looking like Bugs Bunny in Space Jam
Yeah.
trying to hang out with Luke Skywalker.
But I like the cover of that, because I'm pretty sure that's like Lando, because the cape.
Yeah,
Who else wears the cape and the the gold shirt? So that's like cool little artwork for it. But yeah, I didn't read those either. So
yeah, I read all three of the other ones, so like I'm familiar with those. I just didn't read the Adventures books, so I was super excited. Like I said, for at least three out of the four, and then Luke ended up being a big fucking shit the bed moment. So I was like, well, not getting that.
But yeah, I mean that's good. If they want to save me a little bit of money, that's fine.
Yeah,
totally
I mean, don't get me wrong. I could just close the door so you can't see him, and you just see that cover. But then at that point, I might as well just like fucking print out the comic book cover and put it on my wall.
So, what do you think is coming with this? And we don't have to talk like too much on it, but like with the
Fan Fest.
Victory Royale.
Oh, for the Victory Royale.
Yeah, Victory Royale series.
So,
because we already have.
Because we have Jazzwares and we have Mcfarlane technically.
Yeah.
From my understanding, Jazzwares is supposedly stepping down from the 6-inch scale to just the 3 3/4 line.
Oh.
So once I don't think any of this starts until next year. So this is gonna be like the last year for them to do 6-inch figures. So I imagine Hasbro is either A, going to go back and redo a lot of the popular characters, so you have them in the actual Hasbro like articulation and everything, so they match with the rest of the line. Or this could even be they're gonna go and do a lot of their properties they already have, like G.I. Joe, because they already did a Snake Eyes for Fortnite, but more G.I. Joe characters, maybe even go as far as do some of the Marvel characters, since Marvel had that entire event, and do like the Fortnite stylized versions, because they already have a lot of the sculpts. They could just do new heads and voila, you're done.
Yeah.
So I think that we're going to get a lot of probably mix between actual Fortnite characters and a lot of the properties that have mixed with Fortnite this time around, instead of it just being solely Fortnite, which is cool but kind of unfortunate, because I feel like the cool thing with the Jazzwares line is it fits in perfectly with your Marvel Legends and other lines, and even Star Wars. So you could have Mando and Wolverine and one of the Fortnite characters, and they blend in enough that it's like, okay, cool, I've recreated the Fortnite universe on my shelf using what exists already. Like, you don't necessarily need them in that like art style per se.
Right. I mean, I agree with you. I was kind of expecting the same thing. I didn't know like what you were saying, like as far as Jazzwares stepping down in the 6.5, so that makes a lot more sense. But yeah, I thought Fortnite's getting more and more and more of other properties into the game, and that seems like a good idea to partner with someone who has a lot of these licenses already or whatnot. So that makes sense. But also, I just have to throw it out there because I predicted this, and I'm gonna keep going until it happens.
Oh, no.
Victory Royale series includes a skin, and with each purchase, I guarantee it.
I don't think so.
All right, maybe not guarantee it, but I'm betting on it.
I want to take that bet. What do you put on the table? Because I want to take this belt.
Integration. There's got to be some integration to the game itself I'm telling you.
No,
This is
because they
like
can make more money this
getting you
way.
to buy a figure and getting you to buy a skin. That's gonna instantly increase sales of the figures.
Oh, it's going to increase sales, but the Jaspers line's already selling well, so they don't need to do it,
Yeah, but
unfortunately.
they didn't do it from the initial jump. Now they have a new series starting. This is the time to start it.
Again, what are
We'll
you putting on
find
the
out.
table? Because I want to I want to take this bet because I am 99.9% sure we ain't getting that
I
idea.
I didn't say I was betting anything. I just said I'm willing to bet. That
Oh,
doesn't
so
mean
you're
I'm
willing, but you
actually.
don't want to put your money where your mouth is. Okay, I got you.
I feel like you know some insider information. You already seen like a leak photo of this.
No, it's 100% just because it's bad business. Like as cool as it would be for us, the fans and collectors,
How so
if
though?
I'm Epic Games, why the fuck would I be like I'm for $20 I'm gonna give you this skin that I'd also sell you for $20? No, I'm gonna be like, here,
Is
buy
that
the figure
is
and then
it
the skin.
confirmed that
Go
it's
home and
20
buy
bucks?
the. I mean, they'll probably be around $20. That's what Marvel Legends are at, and that's what the Fortnite.
But Marvel Legends doesn't come with the skin inside there. What
That's
if it
because
was
it's not going to
$30?
come with a skin inside there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. $30. It includes the skin and it includes the figure.
I know it's been a while since we played Fortnite, but good skins are not $10, bro. Come on now.
Epic has billions, dude.
They don't
They're just
care.
trying to
You don't
make.
stop being a
I'm telling you.
billionaire to give some people some free skins.
All right.
No,
No,
you
it's
become
not
a
about
double
giving the
billionaire.
skin. It's just about being out there more. What if there's kids that play Fortnite and only have like the original skins? Now, okay, your parents buying you this figure for you to play with. Oh, it also comes with the skin to put in the game. What is this idea? Do you want to buy more skins? It just like seems like a great introduction to people who aren't already buying skins. So then you got to, sure, you may take a hit on some people who haven't, but then there's going to be people who have or who haven't put that money in there. That's where you're getting that income going. It's like a fire
I'm gonna
starter.
find a middle ground for you. So how about
Hmm.
this? Because there's no way they're gonna do that with every release. So you do it
Fair.
one of two ways. You either, because every line now is like, oh, we have to have retail exclusives because Toys R Us doesn't exist anymore in the States, for now, I guess, considering someone bought it and is claiming to bring it back. Um,
I,
you have one or two every quarter exclusive figures at Walmart or Target. They'll be $30 instead of $20, and it's the only way to get that skin in the game.
that's what I'm saying.
But
Maybe not all of the figures,
you're
but
wanting it to be for every figure, and you're
no, no,
wanting it to
no,
be
not
you can get the skin either way, but you get it for free with this, and they take it. I'm
no, no,
saying
no. Okay, so we
they do the
misinterpreted
exclusive
it.
limited draw of it by
Right.
being like it's exclusive to the store, so you have to go hunt it down, and that's the only way to get the skin in the game. So now you've got the people who want that skin for
Okay.
the game and people who want the figure fighting over it. Um,
Remember, I know my memory sucks. But remember, and we talked about this before, and
I
I
know.
gave a comparison of the Samsung situation
Hmm.
and having that exclusive skin buying a Galaxy phone. Most kids didn't get a Galaxy phone; their parents did, right? It
Hmm.
was like a good way to upgrade. That's what I was saying. That not on every single figure that they make will have the skin, but for like a limited edition, there's
Hmm.
gonna be all right. This figure here, this banana peel with chocolate on it. I don't know, whatever. That skin is going to be exclusive to the Victory Royale series, and the only way you can get it in game is if you get this figure. That's what I'm saying. That's going to
Yeah.
get people like, whoa, okay, mom, I already have 4 of these figures in this Royale series. This one's a limited edition, and I get a skin. We got to get this. You see
Hmm.
what I mean? Like it's that
Yeah.
bridge of
So
yeah.
that's not how you presented it at first.
Well, we've talked about this
I know we've
multiple
talked about
times,
you
and
gotta
again,
be people don't
I
watch every
said
episode, man. Like you gotta
I've
be
said
on it
before in
every
the
time.
past. All right, well, to clarify, I did like compare it to the Galaxy skin, and that's what I was referring
Yes.
to as why doesn't Jazzware have one of these figures that come out and say, hey, this is the only way you're going to get this skin is if you get this figure. And I do recall you saying that it's going to be a mess because
Oh,
then
it
you got
is.
people collecting it and not giving out the skin
Yeah,
just to
it's
collect it just
essentially
because.
it's gonna break
But
the
hey,
third party, the secondary market on eBay because you're gonna have
hey,
people buying the figure and trying to sell the skin to get all their money back, or you're gonna have people who buy the skin and do the opposite, or worse, you're gonna have kids buying the skin and the toy just getting thrown away and no one can get it. So it's gonna be a shit show either way. But I'm gonna throw out another option, which I think is going to be the most realistic and probably the best option. So
uh-oh.
Hasbro has this whole thing called Hasbro Pulse, where they put a lot of their exclusive stuff, including con exclusives. So have every couple months, or maybe even every quarter, one figure that is exclusive to Hasbro Pulse. It's not going to be like a shit show of going and hunting
Target,
it, but
Walmart, right?
it's only there. It's there for a week or a month or whatever they want to do it. And you order it. It's made to order. And when you get it, that's when the skin goes live and you can enter the code and do it that way. And then all the money goes straight into Hasbro and Epic Games pockets. There's no middleman. So then they can justify that like $25 to $30 price range to be able to give you a $20 skin and a $20 figure.
That makes sense financially, but I just see that that's going to be created. If the idea is to get that skin to be like exclusive, granted, I'm saying this because I'm contradicting myself with the Galaxy skin, but I feel like they would at least want it to be somewhat obtainable for
But it
people
is
who
though,
aren't.
if it's available
Yeah,
for an entire like week or month period to order on their website, and let's face it, Fortnite spares no expense in advertising. So you every
that's
time you
true.
open that app, it would fucking put a link to Hasbro Pulse in your face until you could back out. So
That's
there would
one
be
way I can see that.
there's no excuse to miss out on it then, except for you just didn't want it or forgot about it.
Well, hey, sometimes your parents. Did you get Nickelodeon magazine when you were a child?
No, but I got other like magazines and stuff from like toy companies and cartoon.
I'm just saying, Nickelodeon magazine. That commercial haunted me. It's like
Oh,
Nickelodeon magazine. Just have your parents do this, and I'm like, oh yeah, but my mom's not gonna do that, and I never got Nickelodeon magazine. Just so you know. So yeah, we'll see. But I agree. So you're in agreement with me though that this would be a perfect jumping off point to have some kind of integration with like a skin in game skin with the figure at some point.
yeah, I'm in agreement. I'm agreeing that I like the idea and I think it's cool. I'm just simply stating I don't think this is gonna work out the way we think it's gonna work out.
It's gonna happen, is what I'm saying.
I don't. I
I
think as
can't wait.
brilliant as it would be,
I can't.
I don't think anyone in these meetings is sitting there and thinking the way we do. They're just looking at the simplicity of the monies in the
The
sense
partnership,
and the
partnerships that
partnership
they
of
have.
getting like they're
So
looking at it as more of like cool, now we can have the X-Men and Iron Man and Fortnite and Star Wars all encompassed in this one figure line and do it WWE style where like you have five of let's see, there's six to a case. We'll say five Fortnite figures and then one Marvel or one Star Wars figure in there, and like you rotate it out every so
I see
often.
both. I
So
see both. I see them seeing that, and I also see them thinking, how can we get like more, obviously exclusive skins? Dude,
mhm.
I'd load up Fortnite to this day, have the Galaxy skin. People were like, "Whoa," just because it was so difficult. Have they done that again? I don't know. I don't have. I'll come back to you next time when they show off the figures. I'll be back eventually here.
I mean, you're hopefully gonna be back, every so many weeks. So
I'll
uh,
be back
hopefully that
after
doesn't
this
change.
Victory Royale series pops off. I'll be back.
Before we skip away to Turtle Watch, I do want to address the Hasbro um, Fan Fest event and
Oh
just maybe
yeah.
get like some ideas of what we think we might see. I personally think the Power Rangers announcements is going to be that leaked list of the Power Rangers Ninja Turtle crossover figures.
Mm,
Yeah, I don't know if I think that. I'm hoping that is because I want those to be real and
yeah.
I want them to be coming out this year because I need them. Um, as far as Marvel, I'm sure we'll see a bunch of Marvel Legends. Some characters will recognize, some that are like more very deep cuts, like they always do. Same thing with Star Wars. We'll probably get more stuff from Mandalorian and Clone Wars and some of the more popular stuff. Transformers, I don't really keep up with. G.I. Joe is just going to be more stuff that people are going to be mad that they can't get at Target. Um, and we
Easy way
already
to wrap
spent
that
20 minutes talking about Fortnite.
up. No, that's fair. I will say with you, I'm with you 100%. If that is real, that would be an all time hype moment for me because I love that series. I love like the artwork in there, so it'd be cool, really cool to see some turtles pop off
I just
and the
want the
Power Rangers
turtles
as
to
well.
be 2 packs so I can get them in and out of the Power Ranger costumes.
That would be cool.
Yeah, get us
I
them
don't know.
IDW
I don't
turtles one way or another. God damn it!
know. But yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool.
Speaking of turtles, though, that is the end of the news, and it's time for Turtle Watch 2021. Oh wow,
All right.
that was
Nah, I was
wow.
I gave you too much energy last
Yeah,
time. I had
the
to,
last
to
two
dull
times
it
you gave me
down.
all your energy, and this time you was like, "Fuck you." So, welcome to
That was
Turtle Watch,
intentional.
kids.
It
Uh,
was a joke. It was a joke.
so anyway, Playboy it's announced their not so free comic book day exclusive black and white with red mask 6-inch figure set of the turtles for $110. Oh. Meanwhile, Neca put up pre-orders for the new 1/4 scale TMNT Toon Donatello. He comes with swappable eye and mouth plates, pizza, shell phone, bow staff, and interchangeable hands. Donnie's available for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store for $124.99, shipping in July. NECA also dropped full solicitations for the Target exclusive TMNT Ultimate Foot Soldier, who is stacked with different hands, blasters, heads, ninja weapons, you name it, he's got it. No information on when he's going to hit stores, but I have to assume it's going to be relatively soon. And then on more dire news, the NECA Loot Crate is almost sold out. They've basically listed it on their social media. If you go to the actual website, you can only access the movie crate and the full 4 crate bundle. The Mirage, the Toon, and the Arcade are all labeled as sold out. This is expected to be over before the original planned campaign was going to end. So make sure if you want these, do it now. Do it this weekend. Do it. Pause this show, open a new tab, go to lootcrate.com, order it, because assuming this isn't just a marketing ploy, which seems to be a lot of their tactics to try to get these more niche characters to sell, it's better to be safe than sorry, just like we talked about with the Mcfarlane stuff. Right. Like, I'd rather get it and not want it than, miss out and be mad. So, yeah.
That's fair. That's a lot to depack from here. Yeah. Or unpack,
depack. I like that.
My brain's fried. As I normally do, and I always bitch and complain about Playmates. Yeah, those exist. That's it. That's all I have. They're kind of cool. Have we seen this kind of before?
Yeah, because they did the actual like green like color versions of them, right, with the red masks.
Yeah,
these are their 6-inch like superposable ones that like kind of were around before NECA really took the reins of that scale, and
yeah,
at this point they're just so dated compared to what the figures we have now that it almost that makes it like, ew, why would I want that? But people are excited for it even at that $110 price range, which baffles me.
Yeah, for $110, that just completely is insane to me. I initially saw this. This is like a kind of thing that I would probably have collected before, just because it was cool to display. Mm-hmm. That would have been my main reason to have this, and also because I didn't know there were so many other people out there doing cool shit with the property. So that leave it as that. I'm not gonna be like too negative on it because it's still overall kind of cool.
Yeah,
to see them.
It's a cool concept, but not that price range.
Yeah, not at that price range. I mean, especially when I guess late last year, I almost had an opportunity to just buy the Mirage NECA ones for like $100 more, which
are significantly better figures.
Significantly better, yeah, and they were all in display as well. So that's the only thing. But yeah, to each his own. Enjoy it if you love that. Cool. The funny thing is, I just can't. Your theory, you talk about me with the tinfoil hat, but your theory with the loot crate now.
I'm just looking at the writing on the wall, man.
People were buying them. I mean, it makes sense because the one that hasn't sold out by individually is the movie pack, which obviously that makes sense for a lot of people. They're kind of like, who the fuck is it?
So I want to call something out because I put in my pre-orders. So me and you talked about this earlier this week. I went through and I finally pre-ordered them. I didn't do the whole set because I decided I didn't want the movie one because I didn't care about it. So I did the other 3 individually. and I also ordered the Gundam one just because I was Wing Gundam, and I
That's
was like,
so
oh, I can
cool.
even it out that way. But anyway, so when I ordered these originally, the movie one was labeled as sold out. The other three were available, and the full set of
Mm.
four was available. But now they're claiming the movie set is still available, and the other three are sold out. So that is a big component to my conspiracy theory
Ah,
that this is a marketing ploy, because for that to
dude, what if
suddenly
they
go
they
back
found
in
out they had
stock,
more?
how do you
They found out
suddenly
they were like,
found out you
"Oh
have
crap!
more?
Wait, hey guys, we have more movie ones over here, but we're sold
They're
out of
not
this."
even fucking made yet. These are releasing for 6 months. They aren't even fucking like they're just starting the manufacturing process. There's no bullshit way out of this,
Hey
man.
guys, is there more movie figures over? Hey, get that going. Those aren't sold out.
But the fact that the
That's fair.
sold out crates are bouncing around from crate to crate, the fact
Yeah,
that they've, unlike the first campaign they did where you didn't see the figure until maybe a month or two before it released and you actually saw like an in-hand photo of it, this time they were like, we're going to show you two of the figures straight up front within the first 2 weeks. And they've kind of shown, like, you can vaguely see the shredder now in the silhouette. It's no longer just a silhouette.
yeah,
um it, it just it screams to me that these weren't selling as well, and they're trying to do whatever they can to drive sales up with a
right.
week left, because these were originally sold at, like, or at least implied all through Twitter and social media and their website, that they were going to be up for the entirety of that month, and whatever is sold during that is what is getting made. There was no it could sell out early. There was no it could have extras. It was Super 7 model is what was implied. So for them to now state that they are selling out early means either A, they are trying to pull the wool over our eyes, or B, there's like, fuck it, people don't seem to want this, so let's close it early and get as many sales in out of panic FOMO buyers.
That's fair. I'm just messing with you in general. It does make sense, especially because of like the weird advertising at, like when it first came out, and they're
The
like,
first set
these
has
sold.
figures that sell for over $300.
Yeah, it was like, wait, who are you marketing these to? Are
Yeah.
you trying to get the scalpers involved? Is that what it just was very, very weird. So yeah, I agree with you. It it is interesting to say the least, but either way, I'm excited. I can't wait for mine. Wrap this shit up, get them, start making them. We can
Yeah.
stop it tomorrow. Actually, you know what? Just stop it. Ship me out mine. I don't give a shit. But no, that is kind of weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you definitely want them, which is another thing that's weird too, is that the movie one is sold out, but you can order all four, you know, to get like that doesn't make
Well,
sense.
no,
Oh, you can
so
get all four, but you can't get this one individually.
yeah, so it,
That's
it kind of
insane.
makes sense to an extent, because I imagine they probably have, at least to be able to feasibly make money
Fair.
off of it, X amount they have to order from the factory to kind of even out the profit to cost ratio. So if they have to order more of one crate and less of another, it might fuck with that number. So they're trying to regulate that.
Sure.
That's my
But if
only
it's
guess.
made to, yeah, I mean, but if it's made to order,
Agreed.
shouldn't
Like it,
shouldn't matter.
it shouldn't matter. I mean, I assume Super
Right.
7 doesn't. If there's 10,942 figures pre-ordered, I imagine that they don't order 10,942 figures. I imagine they order 10,000. They round up to the nearest number, because I don't think there's any factory out there that's going to let you nitpick and choose an X amount. You're going to have to do
That's fair.
a even number of some sorts. And I imagine that's the same with this. I also imagine they probably had relegated to an extent of so many could be sold separately versus they wanted more people to buy the full set. um, so I think it's a mix of things, but I still stand by my theory. I'm going. This is my hill to die. You can die on the hill about codes of Fortnite figures. I'm dying on the hill that Loot Crate's trying to fucking FOMO trick everybody into buying this. And I'm
Well, I
not
mean,
saying it's a
it kind
bad.
of works.
I'm not saying it's a bad investment or a bad like purchase, because I mean obviously 3 out of the 4 boxes I pre-ordered because I for sure
Right.
wanted one and I didn't want to miss out on some of the extras in the others. And so it's by no means it's like them trying to trick you into buying a shitty figure. I just think that NECA went a little too niche this time around, and it came back to bite them. So they're trying to turn the ship to try to get things back in order.
I can't wait till next year. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see where they go because
See what they do for series 3. We just get
Yeah, I
each
mean,
one's going to be one of the turtles in that form because
right. That's what
they need to credit course and make their money back.
that's what I'm like hoping, like of all, like that doesn't happen. But
Mhm.
we'll see. That's what happened. They're like, whoa, we can't do too crazy because people were like, who is this?
Yeah.
Why are we getting this? That makes sense. But yeah, I feel weird because we talked about the ultimate um foot soldier already. But yeah, it's not on the show, but
Yeah,
privately.
in person.
Sorry, we do talk outside
Yeah,
of
we
this.
don't always have to have our conversations in front of you, okay? God,
We have our
so
own personal.
needy.
No, but
Uh,
this is really cool, and I feel like in my heart, I feel like this is one of those things that I'm like, nope, don't need it, not buying it, buying a Nintendo. That's what I'm gonna do, right?
mhm.
And then I'm gonna see this and be like, oh, fuck. I
See,
want it.
I'm safe. Like I'm on home base. I did my run. I'm good because at this point, once I get the 4 pack of the disguised turtles, the only thing left for me is when they do a party van finally, and when they do like the dioramas, which those are going to be
See,
ordered through NECA, so it won't matter for me. I
my
have
trade
no
never stops.
interest in foot soldiers. Every foot soldier I've gotten in a 2 pack, I have sold or traded because I don't need foot soldiers. Like they don't do anything for
Yeah,
me. The only way I'd want
but
foot
see,
soldiers is if I was like if I could go back and get more foot soldiers to go with the Mirage figures because I feel like that kind of works better in my opinion. But to me, like the Toon Turtles don't need to fight the the foot soldiers because I have Slash, I have Leatherhead, I have Rocksteady, Bebop, fucking Krang, Shredder. Like I have so many villains already, and there's only 4 of them. So do I really need
yeah,
a fucking army of foot soldiers too?
you don't. You don't. But here's the reasoning why I'm rationalizing it. Because I had to look back on myself and say, I've almost kind of forgotten all the Toon stuff that I bought from Neca. So I do have 2 of the foot soldiers, just like regular, that were in like the 2 packs. And then I have one that like battle damage one is split in half.
Mm-hmm.
So my reasoning for wanting this now is to obviously have like a leader, so that would be the reason why, and that's probably going to be the reason why I end up with this.
Yeah.
And not to mention the box art's super cool.
I mean, the box art
So
is super cool, and that is a huge selling point. I will say this is on NECA because they could have got me to buy this had most of the accessories not been reused. If they would have came out with some
yeah,
accessories
a
that
lot.
worked for other characters aside from this that were cool and enticing, I would have dropped the $30 just to get them and found someone to sell or trade the foot soldier to. But like the
Yeah,
extra
I mean these are
heads,
all. That's true. These are all pretty much weapons that we've already
yeah.
gotten
And
for sure.
I've literally just had to expand my NECA Ninja Turtle like accessory case to a bigger one to fit
Mm.
all of these same weapons we keep getting. So it's an easy
For me,
it's an
it's
easy
the
one for me to
cop.
walk away from.
It's the cop hat that
Yeah,
pretty much
it's
kind of
pretty.
gets
That
me
one's
really
pretty cool.
excited
I
for
can't
there.
argue with you there.
That's almost really the reason for it, but yeah, we'll see. I'm obviously interested, and like I said, this train never stops.
Yeah.
It's just an infinite loop that you
I do
can't
want
get off.
to talk about Donnie. I have no interest in a
Oh
giant
yeah,
Donatello for that price, but it does make me upset or at least hopeful because those faces are different from what we got with the fucking disguised turtles, and I'm a little salty about it.
yeah. That well, so initially I saw this and thought, oh my god, this is a cool like sneak peek away, and then I looked at them like this is not the same.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I'm
That
very.
sucks.
Part of me is hoping that they do what they did with the '90s
Oh,
movie
and do
turtles and do an accessory pack on NECA.com
mhm.
to get these faces and maybe some more accessories.
That makes sense.
I have to assume there's no reason for them not to because most of their stuff, once they do it, they shrink it down into the smaller
Yeah.
form anyway.
Yeah.
Um, so fingers crossed that's the case because I
I want
really
the
want these faces too because I like the happy lucky faces, but I like these more animated, like grumpy and scared and like
I like the one who's like, oh, with the big
yeah,
dad.
like there's just so much more there that I want because I at this point I have to keep my second set of turtles or my first set of turtles I guess technically just so I still have that angry serious like opening theme music like version of them. But if I could
Mhm.
get this in like the 7-inch like scale for like version, I'd be like, all right, bye bye, boys. We've got all the faces I need. I don't need your flat, angry faces anymore.
That's true. Yeah, I kind of almost forgot about this initially. Partly because it's $124. So.
Yeah, that's an easy thing to fucking put your blinders on about. Like they're so cool, but I don't
Yeah.
have room for an 18-inch figure, let
Yeah.
alone one that costs me more than a Mezco figure. So I like there's a crowd out there that likes it. The Raph came out this week
Yeah,
and
they
people
came in.
love him. I don't have any place to put him. Like that
Yeah,
wouldn't even
I'm.
fit in my shelves. Like I don't think this is 18 inches here. So
You can barely see, but yeah, those aren't even 18 inches. The movie turtles that I have that people just keep giving to me as gifts until I have all four of them. So, but I don't even really have space for them. I just have them basically on the ground. So,
mhm.
yeah, yeah, I don't think, but it's encouraging, like you said, the uh, accessory pack because pretty much all of their giant stuff they've made, like you said, small. So that's kind of encouraging. So
Yeah.
I
So
would do that. I didn't do the last one for the 90 figures, but I think I would do it for this.
oh yeah. I mean I did do it for the other one. I would definitely do it for this though.
Yeah.
This one if I could go back and like make a trade or a deal with the devil, I would have this pack come out with, for like animated turtles before I'd have one come out for the movie. Because
Yeah.
I feel like the movie turtles they're cool, but I feel like you need the expressions more for the cartoon turtles because the movie
Oh,
turtles were
100%.
puppets. There was only so much expression you could get them. They did a great job. Like
Right.
it's not like
But no,
they
this
didn't have expression, but compared to the expressions that you got with the cartoon turtles,
like
it's a night and day
yeah,
difference.
1,000% actually. I mean, it also would be even more so realistic of a thing to expect because of the new like head face swap
Yeah,
system
especially because yeah,
now.
it's simple like that. Like if you've already got the tooling made in a larger form that you just have to shrink it down, you've already got
Yeah.
this set coming out that's going to be compatible with this. It's a real easy switch, and then they can do a lot of really cool accessories with that. They could do a TV set with cartoon April on it. They could
Ooh, you're getting
do
crazy.
more pizza parts, more like other food items. They could do more of like the little like cardboard like hard paper comic book stuff that they did with the
Oh
first set.
yeah,
Um, they could do more
they could give you more
weapons.
matching pizzas.
True. Hell, they could give us a couch.
Okay, that I mean that would help like justify pricing wise,
Yeah,
right?
I'm just thinking of things that could bring it up to that like $50 price point. That
Right.
then you could do that. You could be like, okay, here's what's coming in this accessory pack. Oh, by the way, this couch goes with this, and tease the sewer layer.
Hmm. There we go.
Because guess what? If someone wants the sewer layer, now they have to buy this accessory pack to get the couch. If someone buys the couch, they're like, I kind of want to have the whole fucking kit and caboodle, so I might have to save up to
Right.
get that diorama
That would
here.
work for me. That would work for me.
Yeah.
I
Like
like
that,
that idea.
it's a brilliant marketing. Like Randy, you don't have to hire me, but maybe do some interviews, help us get some people watching the show. We can talk. We can give you all sorts of good ideas to help the turtle line become
Clearly, we
even
have them.
greater than it is.
Not even the turtle line. Get me on the phone.
Yeah,
I can
we'll help you
get me in a
rename
meeting with
Jason so you
Epic.
can legally make him again.
Oh well, yeah. I didn't even. We're giving out too much free advice here.
We
We're
are
giving out
like
too much.
all this stuff's gonna come to fruition. It's because Randy like just stumbles across our show and just steals it all, and we don't get any of the credit. All we'll
Oh
get is we'll get to like chime in with some sound bites from earlier episodes. We're like, see, we fucking called it.
man, that was ours.
Oh shit.
I guess we'll have to find out.
So that is it for Turtle Watch, though, which means it's time for weekly purchases, Jamar's favorite show and tell segment. And
Yeah. Oh wait, go. Well, you were about to say something.
I
I feel
I
like
was gonna be like, but on the look on Jamar's face is that he does not have anything this week.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna have something really cool to show off. I was like, super excited, and I can't wait for this to show up. But yeah, it's weird. I ordered something before on eBay, came through like in the next 3 days. This time, still waiting for the label, so I might have some issues on my hand.
Yeah, eBay, because I mean it's just normal people selling their shit online,
Oh yeah,
so
yeah, yeah,
eBay's very 50-50 on your experiences. And I feel
yeah.
that I have 3 or
I'm
4 things in
experiencing.
transit too. 2 of them are from eBay, so I feel it.
It's like, where's it at, bro? It's been a couple days now. You want to slap that label on there and put it in the mail?
Lucky for our viewers, though, I am an addict and have a spending problem, so I have things for weekly purchases.
Can't
First,
tell by
yes, if you can't
the
tell by
video.
now, um, so I'm gonna
What do you
start.
got for us?
First, I'm going to start with one that I discussed earlier, and that is that I forgot that I pre-ordered one off Amazon, and now I have a second Death Metal Batman. After not being able to find one, I now have two. So I have a buddy who collects the line too. I'll see if he wasn't able to get it yet, and if he wants it, I'll just send it to him instead. Because I don't know what the fuck to do with it, because I don't need to. Then I pre-ordered this a while ago, and it's kind of fitting that it came in since Mez kind of confirmed without confirming that it's probably going to be a long while, if ever, that we'll get a Robin figure or any of the Robin's like characters. Mm-hmm. So I got the parts I need to make my own custom Mezco Nightwing from Drone Customs. So it has the like full suit in like the stretchy pleather material, and then you can't see it because it's bubble wrapped. Actually, let me just open this and take it out. But there is a custom sculpted and painted Nightwing head as well. I'll take everything out, just that. Come on. One of my eBay purchases is actually a body to put all that on. So I'm waiting for that to finish it. But if I can get this itty bitty little bag open. Riveting.
I was going to ask who you were going to sacrifice.
Who I was going to decapitate for
body,
this.
But that makes sense.
Yeah, no. He actually has a proper head.
Oh, wow. That's really good.
Yeah, it's a super impressive, like, really well done head sculpt. So I'm excited for it. So once the figure that's getting sacrificed to be stripped down naked and put this head on shows up, I will be able to show that off. So that'll probably be next week. You'll get to see that. Speaking, we'll stay on the custom train. So people have heard me talking about different things I'm working on and things I'm waiting on. So Rebel 10 Customs finally got done and shipped me my Phantasm cloak that I had commissioned from a while back. Yeah. I showed off a month or so ago the one I got from eBay that I was going to probably mishmash it together. So I did go through and do that. I did some alterations to make it work. So my lovely Mask of the Phantasm figure is finally complete, and I'm super happy with it. So she is all ready. I'll probably be doing a review of her at some point here coming soon. And then last week, ironically, the day after we recorded the show, I got in my Mezco Bodega box from last fall's con, and I took the Gomez body and I dyed the shirt black, and I'm currently getting some parts painted for like the belt and stuff, but I finally was able to put together my Mezco Hush.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I'm super happy with this. I'd been trying to figure out what body I wanted to use for a while, and then like that Gomez came in, and I'm like, wow, this would be fucking perfect. And threw on the Gambit coat and dyed the blue shirt black, and now I just have to get his belt and harness painted red, and we're gonna be in business. Yeah. I do have one last purchase. This one was one I didn't think I was gonna be able to get my hands on, because for whatever reason, despite the fact that the movie was piss poor terrible, people really loved the figure, and then really loved the previews exclusive version. So it became pretty hard to get, but Big Bad Toy Store randomly put it back up at retail before they decided to get more and try to charge $20 extra. So I've got the PX Previews exclusive Mezco Hellboy from the 2019 movie that was dog shit. Sorry if you like.
It's funny. I mean, I kind of knew what it was, but once you said the movie was pretty terrible, I was like, oh, there we go. That's where the figure's at.
Yeah. So sorry if you like that movie, but like even my cousin Jake, who we talk about in the show, he's nice enough to comment all the things that I fuck up every week, and sometimes what Jamar fucks up. Even he loves Hellboy, and even he thought the movie was dog shit. He bought this figure just because it looks cool. I bought it because I also ordered some custom heads that look more like the comic books off eBay, and those are on the way, and they're going to get painted and swapped out. So sorry, sorry Hopper. You're a great actor, but they did you dirty, and you were real ugly in that movie. So
He got the Mirage treatment,
he
is what we just
he
call when
got
you
the
just
he
look
got the real
bad.
life Mirage treatment. Cause poof, I got that in, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give that movie another shot. It it wasn't as bad as it was the first time, but it still wasn't good. If anything, the only thing I focused more on was like, damn, they made him butt ass ugly. Like even Ron Perlman, like obviously Hellboy's not supposed to be a pretty dude, but
Right.
even Ron Perlman at least still looked like a fucking like good looking hell creature. Where they fucking made him look like he had a fat lip and fucking big caveman eyebrow and fucking made it look like he had a caveman jaw. Like it was
Really
he they made him look real fucking ugly.
Yeah.
But that's all I got for weekly purchases. Um, Hold up, future me. Before we go, I want to let everyone know about the giveaway. Once we hit 350 subscribers on YouTube, we will give away a first place prize of the NECA Ultimate Metalhead and a second place prize of the extra large NECA Musical Mugen Tour merch box bundle, which includes extra large t-shirt, tote bag, souvenir ticket, backstage pass, and 4 guitar picks. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel and make sure to share our giveaway post on Instagram or Twitter with the hashtag ModernToyFair100. You cannot share this to your fleet, cannot share it to your story, otherwise it will not be entered because it only lasts 24 hours. So make sure to go do that. Easiest way, go to Twitter, hit retweet, type the hashtag, you're done. It's our pinned tweet, real simple. So make sure to do that, make sure to subscribe, and don't miss out because we're inching closer and closer every day. I guess that all that's left though is to close out the show. So that is going to be it for this week's Modern Toy Fair news. If you stuck around for almost 2 hours, I appreciate you. God bless you, because I can't imagine this has been all coherent. I honestly don't remember most of the show because I'm running on 4 hours of sleep. Thanks, Zack Snyder. But make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Jamar, tell us about that other podcast you're on.
Well, when you're done listening to us, compare Donald Duck and Darkwing Duck's butt, I have a show that you might be interested in if you want to give it a listen. We talk about why do you play video games? It's a simple question, but it's actually quite a interesting answer that you get from a lot of people. You think you know, but you really have no idea. You can find it on all your podcast platform of choice, and soon be able to find it on the YouTube channel when the new season drops as well. As a little update, because I keep giving you one each by week. I have a new intro made by a person who made the first season, so I am like 3/4 done here, so it should be coming soon.
I'm still, if you're watching the show regularly, in the comments below, we're taking a poll. Whose podcast is coming back first, Jamar's or Nate's? Figuratively speaking, or Why You're a Gamer. So put your votes below, and let's get some money on this, because I have some speculation of my own. Spoiler alert: I don't think either of them are going to beat each other. But anyway, Why You Gamer, fantastic show. I was on it, so it's got to be at least decent. It's a real fun conversation, and he definitely pulled out some information that most people don't know about me and my gaming habits. And of course, go check out Nate over in Figuratively Speaking. They've been on hiatus for about a year due to some pretty obvious circumstances with 2020, but even that, they have great conversations. Just a couple of friends hanging out and talking about toys and what they're buying and what they're into and what's announced. It's kind of like this, just we are very much about the news, they're just like whatever the fuck they are thinking about that week. So it's a lot of fun. Go check that out, and hopefully you'll encourage them to get back in the game soon. But if for some reason you want to hear my tired voice, you can check me out on the Gimmick Minute Wrestling Podcast with Jason and Kevin. That's right, I got their names right this week.
Yeah.
And we shoot the shit about what's going on in the wrestling world that week. And sometimes we do some fun little gimmicky stuff, or we will predict what's going to happen on the pay-per-views and do it very poorly. So go check that out. And if you'd like to support me and my addiction habit to plastic, you can click the link below for tpublic.com, where I sell shirts and mugs and phone cases and pillows and all sorts of stuff with our logos on it, with other designs I've cooked up in Photoshop. Not very many of them are DC oriented because Warner Brothers is going through and gutting anybody who's made a DC related t-shirt or logo or anything like that, so get them while you can. As always, please make sure to like and subscribe and leave us a comment below with what announcements you're excited for. And if you could, because the algorithm hates us so much for whatever reason, even if it's Jamar saying words that we can't say on the internet,
I have no clue.
if you could please also share this with someone who you think would like it. Just post it on your Twitter, your feed. I don't really care. Just kind of help us get back in the swing of things, get us back out there where people are watching us again, because for whatever reason the algorithm had turned on us. It was the biggest heel turn of the century, so please help us there. If you do enjoy watching our faces, hit the little bell to get notifications when our videos go up. We have Modern Toy Fair reviews on Mondays and Modern Toy Fair news on Fridays. And for some reason, if you don't like staring at our beautiful faces, we do have an audio-only version of Modern Toy Fair news available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pocket Cast, Spotify, and other podcast apps you know and love. And audio only must be popular because in Australia, we are a top 75 action figure hobby podcast. And I recently got emailed by a website who I cannot remember the name right now because I'm running on 4 hours of sleep, but we made their top 10 list of best action figure podcasts. So I want to make sure to get them a shout out. I'll put the link down in the description below so you can check them out as well. But that is going to be it. So hopefully we'll see you next week. Same toy time, same Toy Fair channel. Thank you for watching.
Good eye, mate.